The Trump administration is planning to expand the collection of DNA samples taken from migrants at the border. The Department of Homeland Security will implement the agency-wide program in an effort to identify apprehended migrants and family ties between children and parents in custody. But critics say the administration is breaching civil liberties. CBS News immigration and politics reporter Camilo Montoya-Galvez has been covering this story extensively, and he joins me now from Washington. So, this new rule, it would really implement forcing DNA collection, which raises a lot of ethical questions, including a right to privacy. Has the Trump administration indicated how they're going to use this data?
Good afternoon, Marina. So this will be a massive expansion of DNA collection by immigration authorities. Homeland Security officials told us yesterday that the data they will collect under this new program will be transferred into a national criminal database run by the FBI and the Justice Department. So this database is used by law enforcement, Marina, to identify criminal suspects. And this is one of the reasons why this proposed expansion has sparked so much criticism from privacy and immigrant advocates who believe officials shouldn't obtain such sensitive information from people, especially families with children who are not linked to serious crimes.
I want to ask you about those children. Will they be collecting DNA from those kids as well?
That's a great question. According to the agency officials we spoke to yesterday, DHS will continue to use DNA collection to determine family ties between adults and children. So this will certainly apply to children in family units. But, and this is a very important point to underscore, Rena, the Homeland Security officials we spoke to yesterday would not say whether the agency has determined whether the program will also apply to unaccompanied migrant children. Under U.S. law, Rena, these children are afforded extra legal protections.
Yeah. Weren't there limitations that were put in place by the Obama administration that would have even, to begin with, limited DNA collection?
Yeah, that's correct. In 2010, actually, then Homeland Security Secretary Janet Napolitano and Attorney General Eric Holder made an agreement of sorts to accept migrants and immigrants in U.S. custody from these mandatory DNA samples unless they had criminal charges or were being processed for deportation. But Homeland Security officials said a new regulation by the Justice Department will effectively scrap those limitations set forth during the Obama administration and allow DHS to collect DNA from a broad population of detained migrants. So this really represents a pretty big shift, Arena.
So if the White House pushes this forward, is there any pushback? I mean, is there any other legal recourse for these folks?
Right. So we actually spoke to an attorney from the ACLU who handles privacy concern, and obviously the American Civil Liberties Union has been arguably the administration's most formidable foe in court. And that attorney said this program will transform DNA collection from a tool for criminal investigations to one of population surveillance for vulnerable migrants. But, I think they're all waiting to see what further details DHS says about this program, which, again, it has not implemented before taking any legal action to try to stop it.
They haven't implemented it, but have they tested this program over the summer? And if so, is that legal?
Yes. The administration had actually already been running a pilot program for immigration and customs enforcement agents to determine, like I mentioned earlier, family ties between adults and children. An official framed this program dubbed Operation Double Helix as one that was designed to detect what the administration calls fraudulent families. These are adults, Rena, who use children who are not their own to exploit legal protections for migrant families in U.S. custody. As to the legality of that program, Rena, privacy and immigration advocates had already expressed concerns about that program, which was much smaller in scale than what the administration is proposing now. So I'm sure we can expect the same types of concerns.
All right, Camilo Montoya-Galvez, thank you very much for joining us, Camilo.